Hey guys, Dalt here. In today's video, we will be covering some manga that needs an anime adaptation. But before we start this journey, can you do me a solid and subscribe now? Because only about 11% of people who watch are subscribed. So hit that subscribe button, and also liking the video would be much appreciated. We start our list off with 10th place, Bizarre Love Triangle, with one volume published on April 2019 and currently ongoing. This manga is about how Yano tries to live into everyone's expectations by acting in specific characters. But Minase was a whole different case, but similar to his. Minase does, in fact, have split personalities. Despite the circumstances, Yano fell in love with Akiha, who is one of the personalities within Minase, and he decides to teach Minase how to act and utilize their capabilities to avoid suspicions while getting to know their personalities. Coming in 9th place, we have an A-ranked adventurer's Slow Living, with 2 volumes published on April 2019 and currently ongoing. Aldred was the leader of an A-ranked party, Black Silver. He has accomplished a quest of slaying a dragon. Now that he took down a monster of the strongest species, he was left with an option to retire from his adventurer status and decides to live in a countryside Nordende, a place filled with beautiful sceneries and where he had visited during a quest in the past. You may have noticed the word romance in the genre. Yes, the romance in this manga revolves around the retired young adventurer and the shy and beautiful villager of Nordende called Flora. This manga focuses on what it feels like for a person who used to live in the glory days or a city or capital for a long time, but lives in a rural area to relax and live their lives in a peaceful environment, meeting all kinds of people in a small village for necessities. Coming up in 8th place, Urgent Request: How to Raise an Abandoned Dragon, with 1 volume, published November 2019 and currently ongoing. Tetsu is a normal high school boy who is known for his strong toughness. One day, a lizard that he picked up turns out to be an extremely rare dragon. With the wonders of the internet, he posted an inquiry about it, and that unexpectedly became viral. The world in this manga is a mixture of fantasy, modern, and a normal high school setting, where there are orcs, angels, and demons, and any other species and myths you can think of. Oh, we forgot to mention humans with cat ears as well. Tetsu is just your normal high school student, while others possess a magic of their own. He was constantly looked down on by popular students because of that fact, and you can't help but feel bad for Tetsu and admire how patient he is. Number 7. Rebuild World, with 1 volume published on July 2019 and currently ongoing. This manga is a combination of Oharu x Kikanju, Nier Automata, and Gun Gale Online. The interesting part of this manga is that it showcases how Alpha tutors and trains Akira on how to be a human and a hunter. From general education, reading, writing, gun disciplines, gun maintenance, micro and macro transactions, and decision-making in the field. We find this sort of manga educational of how one would develop and invest themselves for the purpose of survival and reality itself. A lesson of kill or be killed, decisions and keeping your emotions in check. A slight hesitation is more than enough to get yourself killed. So, are you ready for this? Coming in 6th place, 7 Swords Dominate, with 2 volumes published on May 2019 and currently ongoing. A new year ushers in the chance for new students to enroll in a prestigious magic school of Kimberly during the season of spring. Sakura trees bloom, and magical creatures welcome the new students wearing black robes and strapped with swords and magical canes. But that moment of leisure didn't last long, as an underground labyrinth swallows the students whole. Trying to get out of this ominous and terrifying place with his companions, Oliver allies with a single girl with a Japanese sword strapped to her hip, the Nano. Welcome to Kimberly Magic Academy. You will be spending 7 years of your life to hone your skills as a mage. It isn't just magic. You will experience and learn swordsmanship and bestiary and try to survive from accidents. Number 5. Momo the Blood Taker, with 5 volumes published on January 2019 and currently ongoing. Mikogami Kaigo, a professional detective in Tokyo, is investigating a series of unusual cases where victims' blood is fully drained. However, his search was nothing more than revenge for the cruel death of his wife 10 years ago. His whole life changed when he meets a silver-haired girl, Draculia Momo, who has been observing him. The theme of Momo the Blood Taker is vengeance. The setting reminds us of Code Vein, Tokyo Ghoul, and Psychopaths. It's interesting and somewhat relatable with reality regarding discriminations within the societal status in the vampire society. Mikogami, who used to be a human and a professional detective, will have to learn the power that was given to him to search for the killer of his wife, and also deal with other tasks assigned by his master. Fourth place, In Which a Witch Casts the Curse of Death, with 2 volumes published on December 2018 and currently ongoing. When a high school student, Seina Shirai, is about to leave her shut-in lifestyle and join the outside world, she gets herself into a traffic accident. She opens her eyes only to find herself reborn into a fantasy world. However, because everyone else around her sees her as a witch, Senna goes back to her former habits and lives in solitude in the woods until a young man visits her. We just want to start off by saying how amazing the artwork and the colors on the pages are. Senna's Red Riding Hood clothing? Senna has 2 spells, Explode and Destroy, which are the main spells that were feared by the villagers close to her home. And no, she is not Megumin, except she's 18. The concept of how a hot young man, Keith, came to visit her is like Akigame no Shirayuki Hime. In third place, we have Necromance, with 3 volumes published on August 2019 and currently ongoing. 5 brave heroes successfully defeated the Demon King and saved the world, but at the cost of a hero's life, Shibuki Raven. Instead of a celebration, the entire nation held a funeral for Raven. Because of the regrets and longing for his one true love, Pastel Safina, Raven comes back to life, except that he couldn't lay a finger on Safina, as he is now undead. You read the genre of this series, and you know the drill. The objective of the party is to search for the Demon King to turn Raven back to normal. The adventure is filled with comedy, and the interactions between characters are heartwarming, and you can't help but feel like supporting the characters' romantic development. The monsters can be pretty unorthodox, but interesting nonetheless. Coming up in second place, Nonai Kaibutsu, with 3 volumes published on September 2018 and currently ongoing. A monster spider with the ability to take the form of whoever it eats takes a cute high schooler and makes out with Rai, the main character. At the same time, multiple strange murders are spreading throughout the town, and Rai begins to wonder whether the murders are connected to the spider before him. Warning: if you have arachnophobia, I highly suggest you skip this manga. Azusa really nails on the details of the spider in terms of artwork, because they look horrifying as, well, you know. Kuyuya's approach of the manga is the emphasis of how a spider functions but in a human body, which leads to a spider waifu. She doesn't have capabilities for speech, so it makes a lot of sense because, well, she's a spider on the inside, and it is difficult enough for Rai to determine whether she is friend or foe. And finally, coming in first place, we have Spy X Family, with more than 4 volumes published on March 2019 and currently ongoing. This manga begins with Lloyd, who was given the most difficult mission of his life, starting a family. The reason behind this is because of the fact that he had never experienced true love and care throughout his career since he is a spy. The unique part of this manga is that his wife is a professional hitman, and the child he adopted turns out to be an Esper. Besides, with the power of reading minds, Anya knows Lloyd and Yor's secret and decides to keep it quiet to make the situations more interesting. The manga is filled with relatable, wholesome, and comedic elements, and some scenes might drive your maternal instinct over the roof. And with all that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. That is all for today. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Bye bye.